with Ray Mantilla, one of my oldest associations in music. We met in the late 60s, maybe?
I don't remember dates.
But you were like a busy drummer because you were one of the only Latin cats that could read music.
Yeah.
How did you learn how to read music?
I was with the Lou Perez Orchestra.
But who taught you how to...
Well, I started to learn with watching the conga players with Chonguito at the old Palladium with the Tito Rodriguez band, and I went and did solfeggio with Socaras. He had a solfeggio, okay? And then I started to learn how to read with the Lou Perez band. He sought me down, and I started to read, and that's how I got a lot of the record dates, man. Guys can't stop on 4 beats, 8 beats, because all the arrangers were jazz arrangers. They didn't know nothing about clave. They didn't know about the 2/4 clave. You know, they was always playing 4. So the Latin cats couldn't stop either before or after the break. They didn't count. I hate to count, but I had to count, and that's the reason I learned. Thanks to Lou Perez and Socaras and the sister of Chonguito played piano. I was learning how to play piano with her. I don't know, but I know everybody knows the story. Dandy's father brought me around. Johnny La Vaca, the king. That was my mentor and my friend. And I know Johnny since he was 14 or 13. Was a little boy. I remember that. Manguel and I used to hang out too in Harlem, man. We were living in Barrio. And it was also 2 brothers, Manguel Jr. and Manguel ahí. Little kids, they were kids. Well, I'm going to be 85, eh? What do you expect? And I'm glad to be back, alive.
And you were born in New York?
Yeah, I was born in the Bronx, up there in Prospect Avenue, man.
Peruvian and what?
A Peruvian Puerto Rican from the Bronx, man. Actually, I'm an American citizen. American. Pero I am the conglomeration of the Latin and the jazz and everything that goes along with music. And thank God I come from a great area of musicians up in the Bronx, man.
I think one time I went with you up to Art Blakey's apartment. Is it
a
loft?
No, I brought you around. We went to the rehearsal. We went to rehearsals. Remember that? And that's how I got my timbales from Art Blakey. Because when we did that thing, and he gave me the timbales that you gave him, and he took the little toys and everything. So I still got those timbales, man. They're great drums, man. The LPs.
That was in the 70s.
Yeah, I've had those drums ever since. I even got the old ladies, eh? I got some old ladies I used to play with the charanga bands. Remember, I was a charanga player first.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, I played with all the charanga bands first. In fact, that was Ray Barreto's Timbalero on the last number he did, the Watusi album, man. I'm on that.
Really?
That's me, yeah, man. I took that solo. El Ritmo Sabroso, man. It was always Ray Barreto and Lou Perez fighting over me. Remember that?
No.
Lou Perez with the charanga, and Ray started the charanga through Lou's. And Lou, he lost all his musicians to Barreto. And every time they saw me, they used to fight who's coming with me. So the last date was that Watusi album. I remember that. And I had 4 more tunes to do. I did 8 of them. I did all the 8. And then the last 4, Lou didn't let me do the date. So I had to go with him to the mountains. And at that time, I said the Long Joe. Remember Long Joe? He used to play with Charlie Palmieri's band.
No.
Timbalero, they played the charanga. It was the big charanga craze. So I was a charanguero, man. I made a lot of records on timbales playing charanga. And I ended up, my real instrument was the conga. I ended up playing drums and everything. I ended up just doing what I had to do to survive out here. I had to be able to count to 4 or 8. A lot of guys didn't know how to do that. So that was my thing. That's why I got a lot of dates.
Okay.